Hi, everyone. Welcome to this workshop, Build Your Professional Brand. I'm Bernice Chow, and an award-winning creative director. I'm also the co-founder of the global nonprofit Asians in Advertising, and I'm the co-author of the Visibility Mindset. I'm excited you joined us today. In this workshop, we're going to spend some time exploring the concept of professional branding and how it can help you build your career. You'll learn how your personal brand and career story can help you quickly let potential employers, clients, and collaborators know who you are and what you can bring to the table. Then we'll talk about simple steps you can take to start building your brand. A few of the exercises in this workshop involve some writing, so you may want a notebook and pen, or you can always use a digital document like Google Doc. Now, let's get started. Today, we're going to talk about what professional branding can mean for your career and how it's never too early or too late to start building your brand. We'll start by covering what a professional brand is and how companies use their brands to build trust with customers and clients. Then we'll talk about how building your personal professional brand can help you grow your career no matter what type of work you do. After that, we'll go over 3 steps that you can take to build your professional brand: defining your brand, building your online presence, and growing your network. In the next 45 minutes, you'll take the first steps toward defining your own professional brand and learn how you can keep building your brand online and in person. Let's get started. Take a moment and think about a company you like. Maybe it's a restaurant, a clothing brand, or a particular product you enjoy. When you think about this company, ask yourself a few questions. What images come to mind? What feelings do you associate with this company? Who is their ideal customer, client, or target audience? Who are they selling their products or services to? What sets their product or service apart from competitors with similar offerings? How does their advertising make you feel about their product or service? How do they maintain consistency in their advertising? Are you able to look at one of their ads or social media posts and know it's from that company? All these impressions and experiences you have interacting with or hearing about a company, even just looking at their logo, are a part of a company's brand. Companies hire marketing professionals to help them build their brands. In fact, a company's logo, advertising language, and even the colors and fonts they use in advertising are considered part of its branding. But a brand isn't just built by deliberate choices. It's also built over time as a result of the experiences people have when they interact with a product or service, or even when they hear about the company and organization from other people. You are a person, not a company. So, what's branding got to do with your career? Just as companies, brands communicate their qualities and offerings. You can build a brand to market yourself as you grow your career. Your professional brand is made up of the unique combination of your career story along with your qualities, skills, and experiences. It's a way of letting potential employers, educational institutions, colleagues, clients, and even mentors get a sense of who you are and what you have to offer. A few slides back, you thought about a specific company, and I asked several questions about how you perceive that brand. You can also ask similar questions about your personal brand. For example, what images and feelings do you want people to associate with you and your work? What qualities do you want potential employers, clients, or collaborators to know that you possess? Who is your ideal employer, client, or customer? What sets you apart from people in the same industry or on similar career paths? How can you maintain brand consistency in your marketing, whether that's your website, social media posts, or in-person interactions? While you won't necessarily have paid advertisements or shopping bags with your logo on them, you will have a resume and social media accounts, which should also reflect your professional brand. As you meet people in your field and build your network, a strong professional brand will help you leave a lasting impression. Strong branding is helpful for everyone in the job market, but it's even more crucial if you want to start your own business or launch a freelance career. A great brand can help freelancers, self-employed people, and small business owners attract customers and gain opportunities. Now, that you're getting a sense of what professional branding can mean for you as an individual, try applying the same questions to a person in the public eye. Think of a public figure you admire. They could be a performer, an activist, or a political figure, or anyone in the public eye. Now take a few moments to think about their personal brand. What images and feelings do you associate with them? What qualities do they possess? Who do you think is their ideal customer, client, or target audience? What sets them apart from people in the same industry or on similar career paths? How do they maintain brand consistency in their marketing projects or appearances? The answer to all these questions reflect this person's brand. Just like your favorite company has integrated their brand into everything they do, their advertising, social media, in-person events, even their fonts and logos, you should do the same with your professional brand. From your resume to social media posts to your networking conversations, every interaction you have is an opportunity to let people know what you have to offer. That's what your brand is all about. It explains your background, skills, passions, and interests, and what sets you apart from others on the job market, and lets people know why they should want to work with you. In this section, we'll go over 3 major steps you can take to build your brand, starting today. Defining your brand, building your online presence, and growing your network. In this first step, define your brand, I will lead you through some exercises that will help you get a better understanding of your professional brand as you create a brand statement. In the second and third steps, you'll learn about actions that you can start taking immediately after this workshop to start building your brand. For this step, you'll need a pen and paper, or you can take notes in a Google Doc. The first step toward communicating your brand is to figure out your brand statement. Your brand statement will be 1 or 2 sentences, which quickly let someone get to know you and your work. It tells them your career or educational history and lets them know where your career is heading. You will use your brand statement to communicate key information about you to potential employers, clients, and other collaborators. You may include it on your resume, in your professional networking emails, or during in-person conversations. In a few moments, you'll write out your brand statement. To make that simpler, we'll start by focusing on your career story. A significant part of your brand statement will be telling your career story. Your career story helps people understand who you are, where you are coming from, and what you have to offer. Like all good stories, it's important to start at the beginning. Have you ever noticed that in movies about a superhero or supervillain, the audience almost always learns the hero's origin story so they can understand why they behave the way they do? Your career story serves a similar purpose. Your life or work experiences have made you the person who you are and contribute to the way you approach your career. You can start your career story by talking about the experience that made you want to go into this career. For instance, if you parent a special needs child and went into teaching as a result of that experience, you will probably have a very specific point of view about your work in the classroom. Or if you're a college student who has been deeply involved in environmental activism, you'll definitely bring that unique perspective to a job in city planning. Your career story may also include time away from work. Lots of people have experienced breaks in employment. Some have taken time off to raise children, care for a family member, or for any number of personal reasons. Others had a break in employment during a layoff or an economic downturn. Don't let breaks in your employment keep you from applying for jobs you want. They are part of your career story too. Just be prepared to discuss your breaks in employment with the recruiter or hiring manager. If you spent your time away from work volunteering, taking classes, or gaining other valuable skills, be ready to share that information in an interview. Now that we've talked about your past, let's talk about your future. Sharing your professional goals will help people know where you are headed and may help them decide that they want to work with you. The parent who's gone into teaching, who I mentioned in the last slide, may have a goal of helping other educators meet the needs of all their students. Keep in mind that your professional goal is likely to change over time. People often make decisions to make change in their careers, and often their goals change along with them. That's okay. On the next slide, you'll write your goals as you understand them today. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to combine your career story and professional goal. But remember, you can come back and write more later. Even if you don't have a lot of experience in your field yet, for example, if you are a new graduate or changing careers, you can still talk about what is motivating you to seek this new career and what your ultimate goal is once you launch this career. Here are a few questions to help get you started. What events led you to become interested in this type of work? Who influenced you along the way? If you could accomplish anything in your career, what would it be? What is one important problem or issue you would like to improve or address in your lifetime? What is the first big step you would like to take toward your dream career? You will have 2 minutes now to write down your history and goal. Great job. Know that you can always come back and write more later. To complete your brand statement, you'll need a few more details that describe the way you do things. Your first step will be to make a list of the things you want a potential employer, school, or coworkers to know about you. These can be qualities you possess, like being honest or hardworking, or they can be specific skills you have or activities you are involved in, like community organizing, volunteer work, activism, or athletics. If you get stuck, think about words other people use to describe you. Do they enjoy your sense of humor? Envy your organization skills? Do they seek you out when they need to talk through tough issues? When you've made your list, circle or highlight the three top qualities, skills or talents that you'd like to share with a potential employer or collaborator. If possible, choose the ones that most influence the way you approach your career. These qualities, skills, and talents combined with your career story can combine to form the basis for your professional brand. I'll give you 2 minutes to list all of these qualities, skills, talents, and activities you can think of, and then circle your top three. You can always continue your list after this workshop, or if you're watching this on a recording, pause the video to give yourself more time. Fantastic. Now, write your brand statement. Keeping it to one or two sentences, include the career story and personal qualities and skills we just discussed. Your brand statement should give people a sense of who you are, where you are coming from, and what special thing you have to offer. Here are a few examples. I'm a trained improv comic who uses humor to get young people excited about STEM fields. I'm a journalist who brings attention to important social issues in my community. I'm a recent graduate looking to bring my attention to detail to an administrative job in the finance industry. I'm a former short order cook opening my own food truck to make delicious, healthy food available to people in my community. As I mentioned before, aspects of your career story should be integrated into materials you use to market yourself professionally. To use some of the examples above, the improviser who wants to work in STEM should have a brand that combines their great sense of humor with their STEM knowledge. That sense of fun and humor and knowledge of STEM should be evident in all their professional materials. This means when they write a cover letter or professional email or show up to an interview, their tone, language, and way they present themselves should reflect those things. The food truck owner's social media posts should reflect their commitment to making healthy food available to their community. Their website may contain some info about the time they spent as a short order cook. Share what they learned in that job and discuss how they apply it to their new food truck. This might also start a blog that discusses how they address food access issues in their local community. You can share your brand statement with others and even add it to your resume and profiles on professional networking sites or other social media. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write your brand statement. It can be a very rough draft. Remember, you can always come back and rework it after this workshop. Amazing. Your brand statement is great first step toward building your professional brand. As you start to communicate your brand in your website, blog, social media presence, and in-person conversations, find opportunities to incorporate your brand statement and keep refining it over time. Review it before interviews, networking events, or before you post online about your career or business. So tell me about yourself. This is something you'd likely to hear at a job interview, networking event, or in any professional contest. It can feel like such a large general question that it can be hard to know how to answer. Now, if someone asks you to talk about yourself in an interview, you can share your brand statement along with any of your skills, qualities, interests, and talents that apply to the role or potential collaboration you are interviewing for. Congratulations! You've started building your brand. It can help you speak and write about yourself as a potential employee. Now, think of all the ways you can use your brand statement to market yourself as a potential employee or collaborator. Think of ways you can incorporate that brand into your marketing materials, including your resume and cover letters, business cards, website, in person conversations, blogs, and social media posts. Now, we're going to talk about how you can start communicating that brand online. Let's talk about an incredibly powerful tool for communicating your brand to other people: the internet. Your online presence should be an extension of the impression you make when you meet someone in person. In other words, if your brand statement describes you as hardworking, determined, and community minded former line cook who is opening up a food truck, people should get that impression of you when they read your posts on social media and when you come in for an in person interview. Let's start talking about how you can improve and promote your brand online with something you're already likely doing, and that's posting on social media. Most of us participate in some form of social media. No matter which social media platform you use, it's important to understand that everything you put online will affect how people view you and will impact your professional brand. No matter what your brand is, make sure your tone on social media is always professional and positive. Whether what you post is open to the general public or a private account, it's still a reflection of your personal and professional brand. Building a follower for your business or professional work on social media may seem overwhelming at first, but remember, you don't have to be everywhere at once. Pick one or two platforms to start with, then start contributing to them regularly. In order to choose the right platforms, consider two things: the brand you plan to cultivate and the audience you're trying to reach. Then decide which platform will work best for meeting both of those goals. Photo and video sharing sites like Instagram and TikTok allow you to post and share photos and videos with friends or the general public. Photo and video sharing sites can be used to build your professional brand, especially if you work in a field where work can be presented visually. For example, if you have a landscaping business, you may want to create a profile where you can showcase recent photos of your work. Other examples of professions that could benefit from a profile include hairstylists, house painters, performers, artists, and designers of all types. If you own a retail business, you can showcase your store's merchandise. Microblogging sites like Twitter allow you to share your thoughts in just a sentence or two. These sites can be a good way for writers and other content creators to communicate with a wide audience and build their brands. Social networking sites allow you to stay in touch with people you know and meet new people. Some social networking sites allow you to set up a profile for a business, which can be great for your building your brand. If you set up a business account, make sure to keep your posting strictly about your business. Making and sharing content can be a great way to help people learn about you and what you do. People in almost any career can use content to build their brand. For example, a teacher might write a blog about interesting assignments they're given to students. An HR professional may share articles about updates to employment law or a professional networking site. A hairstylist can post before and after photos of happy clients on a photo sharing site. A real estate agent might use social media to post a list of tips for selling your home quickly. Remember, you don't always have to create your own original content. You can promote the work of other people you admire by sharing the posts and articles. Sharing on-brand content made by other people can be as powerful as creating your own. Just remember to always give creators credit for their work. Make the most of your content by cross-promoting it. When you post something new to one platform, post it on your other platforms as well. For example, if you write an article online, post a link to it in your social media accounts. Once you started building your presence online, it becomes important to also consider which parts of your life you don't want to share with the world. That is where privacy comes in. In the next few slides, we'll talk about a few ways you can protect your brand and yourself by taking steps to ensure your privacy. When you apply for a new job, the chances are very high that a potential employer will search the internet for your name at some point during the interview and hiring process. They'll want to check to see whether you're a good fit for their company and also whether you've been participating in other online activities that could embarrass or cause problems for them later on. The next exercise you do is optional, but it will give you a chance to see what information is already available about you on the web. Start in incognito mode. Incognito mode allows you to search the web without your prior search and browser history affecting your results. In other words, searching in incognito mode makes you search results more likely to look like the results of someone else who searches for you online. Here's how to do it. Open a Google Chrome browser. At the top of the browser, click File, then New Incognito window. After an incognito window appears, navigate to a search engine to perform your search. Before we get started, this exercise is optional. You are going to perform an internet search for yourself. Before you begin your search, make sure you have privacy and no one else can see your screen, since it's hard to know in advance what kind of results may come up. This exercise is designed to help you find out what potential employers, collaborators, or educators might see when they search for you online. It will also give you the chance to evaluate whether your internet search results are in line with the professional brand you are building. No matter what you find, doing this internet search will allow you to be prepared in case a potential employer, client, or collaborator has questions about your search results. You may find results for other people with your name or your own website, or even news articles that feature you. You may not find much at all, and that's fine. You might find something positive, like a good review of your business or coverage of a volunteer project you worked on. If so, consider sharing that one online on social media or website you have. You might also find results that are embarrassing or just don't feel on brand for you. If this happens, ask yourself, is this something I have control over? If your search results bring up something that you'd rather people not see if you can delete it. If it's a social media account, sign into that account and change its settings to private. If the content is included on someone else's website or social media page, you can ask them to remove it. If your search brings up something that you don't have any control over, like a negative review of your business, that's good information to have so you can be prepared to address it if necessary. If you want to be able to post things on social media that may not align with your personal professional brand, set your personal social media accounts to private. Today, we've talked a lot about how to use your social media to build your professional brand, but there's no reason you can't have accounts where you can be casual, share information about all kinds of topics, connect with people you care about, or express your opinions more freely. It's just important to remember that when potential employers or colleagues search for you, they will see all accounts that aren't set to private. So if you want to be able to safely share photos of family, funny cat memes, or anything else that feels like it doesn't fit your brand or reveals a bit too much about your personal life, setting those accounts to private is a smart move. Your personal social media accounts may not always present a problem when you're looking for a job. For example, if your career is in a field like social media or marketing, having a big social media presence and following may actually work to your advantage. Just keep in mind if you're putting out information or opinions that are too personal in nature or that others might find controversial, your personal social media accounts could keep you from getting hired or even put your current job in jeopardy. Locking down your accounts allows you to approve potential followers and friends on social media before they can see your content and keep everyone else from seeing your posts. Now, let's talk about a few ways you can manage your privacy online. A Google Privacy Checkup allows you to look through the settings in your Google account and adjust how much information you allow your accounts to share. To begin, navigate to myaccount.google.com/privacy-checkup. Google will suggest different privacy settings for you to take a look at. Your privacy checkup will be based on how you use your Google account, so your privacy recommendations may look different than the ones you see here. This screen shows the top of the privacy checkup. Scroll down to Browse Key Privacy Settings. You can decide which ones you want to review or review all of them. Here are a few privacy settings you may want to look at. Start with the Manage What You Share on YouTube tab. In this tab, choose who you can see your YouTube videos, playlists, and subscriptions, and decide where you want to share them. If you've been posting YouTube content that fits your professional brand and you want to see that content, make sure you check that box. Then look at your YouTube activity feed. You can choose to automatically have your public YouTube activities share up in your channel's activity feed, or keep that information private. Next, take a look at your Google Photo settings. Choose whether you want to remove geolocation for your photos when you share them by link. Finally, click Control what others see about you. You make sure you haven't been sharing private information, like your home, address, or phone number with people via your Google profile. Now, you've learned several steps you can take to grow your brand online. Identifying the right platforms, keeping tabs on your search results, managing your privacy settings on social media accounts, and performing a privacy checkup. Building a strong online presence for your professional brand doesn't happen overnight, but with steady progress, smart choices, and consistent monitoring, you can grow your brand so that potential employers, collaborators, and clients can learn about what you have to offer and connect with you. Now that you've defined your brand and learned how to spread the word online, the next step is to get as many people as possible familiar with you and excited about your brand. This is referred to as growing your network. The people you surround yourself with can help you grow your brand and your career. Start by asking yourself a few questions. Who should I meet in order to continue growing my brand and career? What kind of people should know about me and the work that I'm doing? The more people you know, the more chances you'll have to find new opportunities, learn from others, and share what you know. Once you identify the kind of people you want to meet, you can take steps to start meeting them more often. This is often referred to as networking. Networking means forming a community of people with a shared intention of building each other's careers. You can meet people by attending events related to your career or interests, or if you're in school, by joining groups or on campus. You can get involved with professional organizations in your field, taking an internship, or attending a conference or mixer for people in your profession. You can grow your network virtually by participating in career-related conversations online. Let's start with professional networking sites like LinkedIn or Handshake for college students. Professional networking sites allow you to interact with other users as well as companies that are looking to hire. Creating a profile on a site like this can be a great platform for your professional brand. You can build your profile on a professional networking site by following these steps. Showcase accomplishments in your field or at school. Share your volunteer work. Post articles about your industry. Engage in discussions with other people in your field. Another option, find a mentor. Mentors will play a special role in your career development. A mentor is generally someone who has more experience than you and is willing to share their knowledge to help you grow. You can meet mentors in educational settings or even in classes you take outside of work. You may also meet them through friends, whether you meet them online or in person. You can ask people in your field for an informational review so that you can have an opportunity to ask them questions about their field or career path. Finally, you can find a mentor at your current job if you're lucky enough to have a great manager or if you identify someone else that you think you can learn from. Don't be shy about getting to know them. An advocate, like a mentor, is likely to be someone further along on their career path than you. Unlike a mentor who is there to impart knowledge, an advocate will take concrete actions to help your career progress. For example, they may be able to recommend you for a job, promotion, or raise. Mentors and advocates will both serve important roles in your growing career. The big difference between a mentor and an advocate is that mentors help you grow by imparting knowledge, while advocates can act on your behalf. Take a few moments to think about whether you have mentors and advocates in your career now, and where you may identify people who can serve in either of those roles. Companies have advisory groups called board of directors. A board of directors is a group of industry experts that guides important decisions and steers a company through difficult times as well as good ones. As you build your own career and personal brand, you may also benefit from creating your own board of directors. That is a group of people who can steer your decision-making process, introduce you to people, give great advice, or just help you talk through things. Rather than a company's board of directors, which has formal meetings, your board can be a group of mentors, friends, or colleagues with expertise in your field or similar fields, whose opinions you trust. Rather than meeting as a group, you can call them individually when you need help with a specific issue. Unlike your mentors and advocates, your board of directors does not have to consist solely of people with more career experience than you. It can also include peers whose opinions you trust. Try to curate a group of people with diverse perspectives and experiences who encourage you to take steps you otherwise may not think to take. You may find some of your friends from school or even your professors wind up serving in these roles. You're also likely to meet mentors and colleagues you trust and admire as you build your career. Today, you took the first steps toward building your personal brand. We started by discussing how companies use branding to build their reputations, and learn how individuals can build their own professional brand to take their careers to the next level. You defined your brand statement and figured out how to respond when someone says, "Tell me about yourself," in an interview, meeting, or network setting. Then we talked about ways you can build your online presence and talked about strategies for expanding your reach through content creation. Finally, we looked at strategies for expanding your network. We discussed finding mentors and advocates, and you started thinking about your board of directors. This workshop was just the beginning. Now that you know how to start thinking about your brand, here are some action steps you can take. First, incorporate your brand into your professional portfolio or your personal marketing materials like your resume and social media profiles. If your resume has a summary statement, make sure it reflects your career story and the skills, qualities, and talents you brainstormed earlier. You can also experiment with design elements and wording choices that fit your brand. Just make sure your resume remains clear and easy to read. Second, start building your brand online. Search for yourself online. If you find anything that feels off-brand or that you wouldn't want a potential employer or colleague to see, address it if you can. Pick one or two social media platforms and begin posting or sharing on brand content regularly. And third, build your network. Find mentors, advocates, and people who can appoint to your board of directors. Your network will naturally grow as you spend more time pursuing your career and other interests. Take one moment and think about all the topics we covered today. Can you write down at least one thing you will do next? The start of your action plan? Applied Digital Skills free training curriculum helps you with more skills you might want to learn, from data analysis to research and communication to resume writing. There are lessons for adult learners as well as for middle and high school students. This screenshot displays the Google for Education Applied Digital Skills homepage. If you enjoy video lessons, subscribe to the Grow with Google YouTube channel at youtube.com/growwithgoogle. This channel publishes a new video every Thursday covering topics that can help you grow your skills, careers, and businesses. If you're looking to start a new career and land a competitively paid job or build skills to grow in your career, check out Google Career Certificates. Google Career Certificates can help give you a path to in-demand jobs with top employers that are currently hiring. You can earn a certificate and prepare for a new career in a high-growth field in under 6 months, even if you don't have relevant experience. Learn at your own pace and complete the online program on your own terms. Certificates are available for IT support, project management, UX design, data analytics, and digital marketing and e-commerce. Get started at grow.google/certificates. Also, U.S. businesses can get up to 500 scholarships each to Google Career Certificates to train their employees. These scholarships are worth up to $100,000 in workforce training per American company. Here's the fine print. U.S. businesses are eligible to receive up to 500 scholarships for Google Career Certificates on Coursera, valid through December 18, 2024. Eligibility and number of licenses granted subject to application, business verification, and approval by Coursera. Businesses can apply at grow.google/certificates for business. Grow with Google is an initiative to help people prepare for work, find jobs, and grow their business. Job seekers can grow their skills in order to find new jobs and advance their careers. Teachers can learn how to put the latest technology to work inside and outside the classroom. Small business owners can build their online presence and find new customers. Startups can learn how to grow their ideas, get exposure that they need to succeed. Developers can sharpen their current skills and master new ones. To learn more, visit google.com/grow. Thank you.